once again, a very special episode of In the Library of Graphic Literature, but not in the Library of Graphic Literature. It's in Dennis's library out here in where?
In Outer Cove.
In Outer Cove, outside of St. John's, Newfoundland. And we came out here on a bit of a mission, and we decided, well, we're going to shoot a special episode here because this is my first time viewing your library and all that. And we even have a new book to open. Oh, here we go. And I have this one coming for me too, but we figured we'll open it here.
We'll open up mine.
Yes. This is X Factor, the original X-Men Omnibus, Volume 1. And I bought these at the time. I actually really did like this series. Mainly because of the Walt Simonson work in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was all in all a good series. It was basically revamped the X-Men because all the other...
It was the idea too that they were masquerading as mutant hunters, but they were actually mutant savers. Like they collect them and you think you're taking them off the streets, but then they're kind of treat them good, put them into the mansion and kind of...
Yeah, it was a sort of big fake, right?
Yeah, which I love the concept of it. So when I got into like the X-Men universe, I never read X-Men. X Factor was the main comic I was buying.
Oh, okay.
Now, it obviously wasn't this era. It was more towards the later end, the tail end of this, going into the all-new X Factor with Havoc and things like that. But X Factor was always my main go-to X-Men comic.
Yeah.
So.
And I'll do a sort of close-up here of, especially the Walt Simonson era was one of my favorites. So here we go.
So in this run, you should get most of the Mutant Massacre run. You'll get first appearance of Archangel. You get first appearance of Apocalypse. You'll get that era. Fantastic run overall.
Yeah.
I have it multiple times. It's in this. It's in the Mutant Massacre Omnibus. I think it's going to be in another one that's getting released. Maybe the Prelude has some issues. The Prelude to Mutant Massacre. That has a lot of the issues reprinted. So it's been collected a few times. But if it's one of your favorite runs, obviously I'll...
Oh, yeah.
No problem double dipping, so...
Yes, yeah, me too. And I'm definitely going to... I mean, I'm a huge fan of Walt Simonson. Louise wrote a lot of this, his wife, Wheezy. So it's definitely worth having. I mean, even myself who... And not the X-Men fan that you are, I'm still an X-Men fan. I guess we can take a little mini tour of your...
Sure.
Starting with this beautiful chair. I love the chair, by the way.
X-Men chair.
And then over here we have your X-Men section.
Yep.
Which has all the original X-Men.
This is mostly the omnibus, oversized hardcovers. A lot of the newer ones are just recollected in the closet. And then it's the run of the X Factor omnibus and X-Men Adjacent, Uncanny X-Force, Wolverine, New Mutants, and things like that. And then up top we have the Strangers of Paradise, the Special Edition Bone, and some of the larger format books like the Gallery Editions and things like that. So.
And your Absolute Sandman.
My Absolute Sandman.
Surely the most beautiful Absolute.
Yeah, definitely. And I was always debating whether I wanted those or the Omnibus. But the Absolutes are just gorgeous to get, so I got them.
Gorgeous, right?
And just like some statues, I only got one cabinet for the statues. I tend to rotate them out.
And I see your Brubaker section there. Oh, and your...
Brubaker section. Yeah, and then my little makeshift little spinner rack there. And my pop figure of myself.
Oh, wow. And, I never seen it.
The pop figure of me.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And now I get to one joy. So this got set up recently within the last couple of months. There's still quite a few books because I was in a smaller spot. A lot of them were boxed up and they're all racked. So I'm probably just going to have a day and I'm going to open up a couple hundred omnibus. Because how I was working before is if I had it in another format or if I already read it, I kind of didn't open it.
Okay.
So you can see Spider-Man 2099. I had the entire run of that in single issue, so I didn't bother to open it because I was moving books around so much where I was in a smaller space. I was always worried about damage.
Yeah.
So now eventually I'm just going to get a day and I'm going to open up everything and kind of when I do my next big reorganization. So.
Yeah, you got the What Ifs, the Thor.
What If? Pretty much all the Hulk omnibus, all the Hulk run.
I like your Hulk and your Conan run too. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm hitting close to 300 Marvel Omnibus there now.
Wow, that's even more than me.
Right? And then up top, obviously my favorite is Spider-Man, so I got the full Spider-Man bone statues,
Yeah.
full size. I have busts, but they're just currently boxed up. So.
Oh, they are.
But is this
Deadly
more like
Hands
a
of Kung Fu.
Deadly Hands?
Yeah. And the statues there. I love the statues actually.
Yeah.
Especially the Mysterio. I always like Mysterio for some reason.
And I have a lot more, but like less is more type thing. I just wanted just simple Spider-Man stuff, and put them there. So.
I do like.
Now I'm in need of a new real line because I got recently the Star Wars books off you.
Yeah.
And then I recently picked up the Mystic, the cross-gen run, and then the Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, it's the problem with anyone's collection now. Spider-Man has to get put here.
Yeah.
Everything has to slide.
One.
So,
yeah. So what do you pull out then to put those in?
So
right?
normally probably every 6 months or so, I eventually start doing like a full real-line, go alphabetically and put stuff in, and just go from there.
Oh, okay.
And then like my single issues are still in my old place. This is basically the entire run of Alpha Flight.
Okay.
This is every single issue of Alpha Flight. And the reason that's there, and I'm currently working on every appearance of Alpha Flight. So eventually I'll have a full 100% chronological listing of Alpha Flight.
Oh, okay. And in your
my
closet here.
my cluttered closet, you can ignore the closet. So my Masterworks just boxed up there. I have some more artist editions.
Oh yeah, the Muck
Here.
Monster.
Yeah. Then Ninja Turtles IDW. All my horror stuff is collected down there. And then it's just my X-Men oversize, miscellaneous oversize, a shelf of more Brubaker.
Oh, Brubaker, yay!
Yeah. Xenozoic Tales, Magnolia, some of the library editions, things like that. So.
Oh, the Tellus too, you got that?
We got Tellus.
Monster. And Stringer, of course.
Stringer's there, yeah.
I hear that's a great book.
Yeah. So, they're all there. Max, Satellite Sam, Five Ghosts, Too Much Coffee Man, another version of Conan.
Oh yeah, another.
Black Sad. I mean, this is kind of like a miscellaneous little cluttered section, so.
I like it. Well, this is one of the reasons I wanted to check. Oh, and of course, right here we have your Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And I noticed you don't have your Akira.
So I had the paperbacks. I bought Akira, but I had the paperbacks for, well, they're downstairs somewhere.
Yeah.
The full run of paperbacks. And when that was out of print and very expensive, I was like, I can't justify opening it.
And I love your game here.
The arcade machine. So that is the early 90s X-Men arcade machine. Repro through Arcade 1.
Do you pay money? Does it work on just...
It just runs. So that's just a little mock one. And that's figures from the line.
Oh, okay.
So you can just turn it on and
this is
the dashboard should light up.
This is just so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Just loading, and that's that one. There's also a Captain America game and then an Avengers game.
Oh, within this? Okay.
Within it too, yeah.
No, I like that.
And you can do some updates. Well, it was always my favorite arcade game. It's one of the reasons why I love X-Men. This was later made into, or vice versa, it was Pride of the X-Men, the pilot for the animated series. So that was always there. There's the X-Men, click on that, and like the dashboard lights up, this all lights up.
Oh, wow.
So it's really nice in the night, so with the window, if you look in, you'll have the big backer for X-Men all lit up.
Oh, yeah. X-Men. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. Right, so I always, that was one of the things, like Braille pieces I always wanted was the original arcade X-Men machine.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so expensive. When they re-released this, it was an instant purchase, so.
Well, yeah.
A lot of times I'm in here. Now, you'll notice there was no couch. We're working on getting a new couch for the area.
Okay.
I'll just have this on in the background, because it'll play the scene in the background itself. I'll just have that kind of just playing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It's just really neat just to have.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
I have that, so. But like, Spider-Man is my favorite, but there's a big X-Men influence here as well.
There is. Well, I like the fact that right next to the machine is
the X-Men.
Is your X-Men section there.
And that's kind of...
And I like your big statues.
Statues. So I do have a lot more statues. So I tend to swap them out. So then Daredevil section will go, and then I'll put in Captain America and Red Skull, Bucky, Falcon, things like that. Deadpool, Black Panther will go, and then I might put in Power Man and Iron Fist.
Okay.
And I kind of rotate them.
Yeah.
It is a space issue. I mean, I'm in a new house, and I'm already having space issues. But it's just where you gotta be crafty. And if it's in a box, down in the basement, stored away forever,
Yeah, it's...
You kind of feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to sell them because I bought them for a reason.
Yeah.
So I just have, I tend to rotate and keep everything fresh
collection.
and things everything. Yeah.
And right here is where you're going to put your couch.
That's where the couch is going to be. TV's probably going to go above there. So, and just like a nice little relaxing area. It's still a work in progress, but...
And it's nice and quiet out in this part of Newfoundland here. It's because I mean, you look out across, instead of seeing other houses, you see trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and this is something I've actually always wanted to do with the show, was come out and visit other people's collections and see them, right? Because I used to love that with the Facebook page, is people would post their collections and all that, and it's of course it's always like, which ones do I have, right?
And this is what I love now, is with the hardcover and collected editions. If it was originally, so I have 50 something long boxes of comic books. If you came over to look through them, it's just a stack of white boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
So this, you can come in, yes, it's all books, it's really hard to show off to a lot of people. If you're not a comic book fan, you're just going to see a pile of books. Yeah. But for people that understand story arcs and the history of comic books, I mean, this is almost 300 Marvel Omnibus. This is a massive history of Marvel.
And I think it was either you or Paul or someone, when they first came in and seen my collection, they said to me, "Oh, this is cool. I can walk in and see everything that's in your collection just with one turn of the head."
Yeah.
And even when I came in, it's just like, oh yeah, I can see all the Spider-Man, the Conan section, and the Hulk, and the Silver Surfer, everything. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, excellent. Excellent choice, might I add.
Punisher run. I think the relisting of Punisher one now, I'll have all the Punisher. I have all the Shang-Chi. I own every Hulk. I own every Conan, every Daredevil, except for Volume 3. I don't have Volume 3 yet.
Okay.
Every Spider-Man, Captain America. But it's everyone's personal collection.
Yeah.
Your collection is different from mine.
Yeah.
Like, you look really quick, I'm not sure how much time we have, but like Thor, per se. I have 2 Thor Omnibus. I have the Walt Simonson, and I have the Heroes Reborn.
Okay.
I have 1 Iron Man Omnibus, because I'm just not a Thor and an Iron Man fan.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I got all the Thors that I can get my hands on.
Exactly. But you look at me, I own every Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now, and I own every X-Men collected edition here. Yeah. So it makes it, unique and fun.
Yeah, and my extent of my Spider-Man and X-Men are the early Spider-Man up to about the 70s, and with the X-Men just up into the mid 80s, as far as I watched, read them and all that. And but yeah, you got. I mean, basically, I got about as many Spider-Man as probably about this. Right. These 2 shelves here.
And the funny thing is, so most of the Spider-Man collection you'll see is still currently wrapped. Yeah. Because
you've read them all.
I have Spider-Man from the mid 80s up. Yeah. So most of it I've already, like, basically here, upwards, I own in single issue format. Yeah. So I'm just like, well, I don't really need to open them if I'm moving everything around and packing stuff up. I'm just going to damage my books. Yeah. So once I knew I was getting settled in a spot, I could get them here. And like I said, one day I'm just going to start cracking everything open. If anything happens to be damaged, that's my own fault. I'm okay with that. But
as a matter of fact, when that day comes, we'll shoot another episode here.
Just opening up 300 Omnibus. Yeah.
Okay, well, this has been an excellent visit, by the way. Got to meet your dog.
Yeah, she's downstairs somewhere.
And Miss Kitty.
And Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty.
The cranky Miss Kitty.
Yeah, and we had a cup of tea, and we really enjoyed everything.
And now we're going to go to the beach.
Yes, thank you very much for hosting us.
Thank you.
And thank you to Luna for being the camera person. Did an amazing job. And we'll see you next week with yet another episode of In the Library of Graphic